Good morning. It is Sunday, May 24th. I have a lot of spinning to show you guys. So, finished objects. One, I made 2 pair of fingerless gloves. 1 pair has already been given to my son. If you follow me on Instagram or you go to my website, Shespins.com, then you can see those gloves. They're gray. The second pair, I just have to weave in the ends today, and I'll show you guys those. And then for works in progress, I have I finished my husband's socks, and I posted pictures on Instagram. I don't remember if I showed you guys the finished socks in the last video. If I did, I did. If I didn't, go to Instagram if you want to see them. So, spinning. Lots of spinning. Lots of spinning. Okay, so first I'm going to show you this. This is a custom order from a friend. I just gotta wash and soak these, but she got this fiber from Maryland Sheep and Wool, and I split each of them separately. She's gonna probably do some type of shawl or something. It's in all 4 colors. And they're all 3 plies, and they're very consistent. Let me see. If you guys don't know if it's focusing, so you guys can see, but there you go. And once it's washed, it'll be a heavy fingering yarn to light decay. So yeah, this is real easy to spin. And now I got the feeling it's gonna poof up a lot more. Then because it doesn't feel like it wasn't a fine merino. So with my crank count, I think on those are probably somewhere around 18 to 19. It wasn't a 20 plus count micron on that fiber. And it's too poofy feeling. It almost feels like a domestic wool blend where you can have a little bit of everything in there. But I think on the receipt it said that it was merino. So if that's merino, it's not the cream of the crop merino. Alright, so I'm spinning fiber that I purchased last year's Maryland Sheep and Wool, and fiber that I purchased from my local yarn shop. And also fiber, I'm starting to spin up fiber from this year's Maryland Sheep and Wool. I have 2 more from the yarn shop. Both of these are Malabrigos. And they were $15 for 4 ounces. Now, these are not 4 ounce bundles because they do not spin up. 4 ounces for my spinning, 4 ounces would completely fill up one of these bobbins. I will have to stuff it onto the bobbin to finish filling it up. They're not even coming to the edge of my bobbins, so I know this is not 4 ounces of fiber. That's just me from my personal spinning. I'm tempted to go downstairs or to get my scale and weigh it because it simply is not spinning up as 4 ounces of fiber. So I'm just, maybe with the label on it is 4 ounces. I don't know. And I look at the difference in size between this skein, this one, and this one. So, yeah. So that's another reason why I don't think I'll be buying any more of this. I mean, I love spinning. It spins like a dream. It spins like a dream. I just don't feel like it's 4 ounces of fiber for my spinning, for me, for the way I spin. I know my bobbins. You guys know how much I spin. I spin a lot. So, and I know what I can get on my bobbins and what I can't get on my bobbins. So that's just for me, for my personal experience. Alright, so now let's get down to everything I've been spinning. So, I just finished this just now, this morning. I finished plying it. This is some Malabrigo that I got from Knitted City in New York when I was up there. And it's called Malabrigo New. It says it's number 48. and they call it glitter. Do you see any glitter in this rope, in this fiber, in this yarn? There is no glitter. There is no Angelina, no fire star. There is nothing sparkly, no tinsel, no nothing. None of that is in this woven that I spun up. None of those things are in there. So I don't think the name on this is right. So I'm going to have to do some investigating. Because if it is supposed to have glitter in it, then I got the dead part of the woven. But I don't think that's glitter. Why would you name something that isn't glittery glitter? Glitter has lots of silk in it. Might have some sparklies in it. Might actually have some glitter in it. So yeah. So I finished that today. I mean, I love the colors. But I wouldn't have called it glitter. I would have called it more like Grand Canyon and Shade. Painted Desert. You know, something like that. Striations. You know, striated earth. Something along that lines. But I would not have named this glitter. Okay, so that's that. That was my, yeah. So this was some Falkland that I dyed. And it was 3.5 ounces. No, that ain't it. That's this one. This is the one, the apples that I showed you guys. That was on my spindles. I finally finished plying it. All of these are 3 plies, because that's what I do. 3 plies. It's a merino silk blend, and I call it apples because it reminded me of different colored apples. So let me put this in. So this spun up on my spindles, and I finally plied it. I started spinning this a while ago. Come on, focus on it. I don't want to focus. Let me take it off. There you go. There you go. Alright. Now what happened to the label for this one? What part of mine want to know? Here it is. Alright. Here we go. So this is 3.4 ounces. The colorway is blueberries. And it's Falkland. And this spun up so fast and easy. This is some more fiber that I dyed. Last year I dyed it. And this was in the local yarn shop. And it got petted so much that it was starting to felt. People kept touching it and feeling it and touching it and feeling it. And it was starting to look felty. So I took it out of the store and went ahead and spun it up. I'm not sure the yards. I haven't done the yards on any of these. But let me see if I can give you guys a close up of this. Alright. So that's this one. And I'm loving Falkland. I'm loving spinning Falkland. And it just spun up so nicely. And I see now why people like it for socks, because it's strong, but it's also squishy. Alright, so that was that one. The next one is Gail's Art. This was last year's Maryland Shipping Wool, and it's upside down, backwards to you. But it's Gail's Art, and the color number is a Cordell Mix Woven, and the color number was RA40. And the color is a little bit darker than that, what's showing up. Come on, camera. This camera is driving me nuts today. Alright. There you go. So this spun up very nicely, and it takes twist really quickly. So I had to back up on my tension and switch to one of my other settings to spin this one. Put this over like that. A twist tie. The cat loves twist ties. So if you're getting bread or something, you sit the twist tie down. she jumps up there and she steals it. So that's what it is. Alright, this one is some blue face Leicester. It's 7% wool. What's in it? They're not going that bad. People were looking at stuff yesterday and they put stuff back in the wrong bags. I went to yarn for breakfast yesterday. Alright, so sorry for all this confusion. Okay, so this is Polworth Top, Dizzy Lizzie's hand paints. It's called Pumpkin Spice. It's 4 ounces. I got this last year from Maryland Shipping Wool, and it's very pretty, but I would not call this pumpkin spice. I wouldn't call it that. It's a pretty yarn. It doesn't even make me think of spices when I see it. Truthfully. Let me see. There we go. This makes me think of some of the corn snakes and Indian corn, stuff like that. It does not, when I see this, it does not say pumpkin spice to me at all. Alright, so that was from last year's Maryland Shipping Wool. This is from this year's Maryland Shipping Wool. This is Spinner's Hill, Lisa Ann Marion. And it is 7% wool, 30% silk. And it's a blue face Leicester. Hand dyed. And did they put a colorway for this one? No. There's no colorway. But it's coppery tones. Gold and coppery tones. Red gold, gold, and coppery tones. It's a lot shinier than it's showing up on camera. It has a real nice sheen to it, especially outside in the sunlight. Alright, so I'm blurry, but I'm doing this so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I'll refocus it or put it back on autofocus after I get through showing you guys some stuff. Well, I got 2 more, so bear with me. Alright, this is Malabrigo. This is also, I got this from Nitty City when I went to New York last year. And this is called 862 Piedra. And it has purples and beiges and browns and brown greens. And it's a very, very, very nice colorway for this one. Very pretty colorway. Okay. And then the last one is this one from Malabrigo. And it is 809 Solus. So this is what Solus looks like spun up. So this is what it looks like when you spin it up. It's very pretty. It's a little bit darker. That got more greens in there. It's not showing up true to color. So it's not showing up true to color. But hey, what is that doing? So yeah, let me put it back on autofocus for you. Alright. But that is all the spinning that I've been doing, and all this fiber now needs to be finished, along with probably the other 50 or 60 skeins that's already in the room that I've been spinning. I've been doing needs to be finished. I have to get another shower, another adjustable shower pose. That's what I use. I have it hanging over the bathtub, because there's not a shower at the upstairs bathroom. So, but you have room between the wall, the tile wall, and the tiles above the bathroom. But you can spread out the shower rod thing. And that's what I hang my fiber and my yarn over to dry over the bathtub so it can drip down into what we're missing. And I gotta get a new one because I think that one, we've had that one probably since It was over 8 years old, or no, it was more than 8 years old, because we got that one when we first moved, 2003 when we moved to Virginia. So that's how old that thing was. So I gotta get a new one to use so I can finish and dry that stuff. So yeah, so that's all the fiber that I've spun so far. And so this is what I'm knitting. I finished my son's fingerless gloves. They're great. Like I said, go check Ravelry, not Ravelry. Go check I really need it. I just don't feel like I mean, I'll post it on Instagram. It'd be nice if, like, when you post stuff on Instagram, if they do an import feature where you can import project pictures from Instagram to Ravelry, and you know, make it somebody needs to come up with that. So I did a couple of rows yesterday after I finished the fingerless gloves of my Messalina shawl that I'm doing in this gray fiber, gray yarn. I got a lot of meals in there. It looked like some type. I'm not sure what kind of meal. But this is one of K. Jones' patterns. And it's very pretty. It's gonna be it's a very pretty color. I think the stitches will show up real nicely on this. So this is what I have so far. And it's not easy to see. Okay, because of the colorway. But this stupid thing I'm focused on. Let me fix you up. Take you off out of focus. There we go. So it's a really nice pattern, and it's easy. These are the twisted cables on either side of the center of the pattern, which is a cable. It's like a horseshoe, what they call it, a horseshoe cable or something, staghorn cable. So it's coming along very well. I think it will go quickly. I'll be working on this on my lunch breaks now, since I finished the fingerless gloves that I was working on. And I'll find those. They're in here somewhere. Right now, next I got to do is I got to take and weave in the ends of these. They're inside out. But they look pretty cool inside out too. The colorway is Fall 3. It's a red heart pattern, a red heart colorway rather. Red heart yarn. And it's kind of showing up. It's a little muted, but it's real pretty. I'm going to leave them inside out because I got to weave them in. But anyway, they're finished. So I'm not going to put them on because my hands are huge. And the person these are meant for, she has small dainty hands. So let me leave those out of my bag. Put the pattern back in there. So that is my work in progress for right now. While I'm in my bag, we'll take out allergy medicine. I need to take one of those before I start sneezing. Go ahead and get all this other miscellaneous crap out of my bag. I went to Yarn for breakfast yesterday morning. And I missed my son's practice piano recital because I thought the recital was going to be later on in the afternoon. But it wasn't. The recital was at 10 yesterday morning. So he just has to practice real good and to make sure that he don't have any problems. Next thing I'm gonna do after this shawl, because I don't like having a bunch of, I don't like feeling pressured, like having a bunch of stuff that you gotta do, and so I like doing pretty much now one thing at a time. So, I did the gloves, I did my son's gloves, and I did the other gloves. So it's like you're doing one thing at a time. And you're feeling like you're getting stuff done because you're not pulled between several projects. Okay, it looks like everything's done. So you're not being pulled between several projects. I really should have rewound this. I'm thinking about breaking my yarn and winding this up on the ball winder so it'll be neater. because it's starting to come apart at the edges. So I'm really thinking I should do that before I end up with a holy mess. So just leave that over there. So yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on with me. As far as fiber and projects I'm working on, I have a baby blanket. Not necessarily blanket. I might do a snuggie set, but baby blanket to do. They don't know the sex of the baby, so I got that to do. And after I finish this shawl, I want to do another pair of socks for me. I also got tops that I want to work on. I already bought the yarn for it. And this is the yarn. I bought enough to do two tops. I'm heavy chested, so like my chest is like a 47. Well, it's a 46. It wasn't even 46. It was like 45 and a half. I just told my husband, we'll just make it 46. And just so I have some comfort run, because I don't like my tops to be tight. I don't understand how people can wear tight stuff. But some people feel comfortable in tight stuff. I don't. I don't like stuff. I feel suffocated. You know, that's the best way I can describe it. You feel suffocated. I feel suffocated having something tight around. I don't understand people wear tight turtlenecks and stuff. I like loose stuff. So these are the colors that I got. And you know, there's multiple skeins of it. So, and then it's gray. And then it's black. So, yeah. So these are the colors. This is a cotton, Morocco cotton, blend. And the colors aren't true to life. This is like a dark teal. And this is like a more of a lime green. Like a pretty lime. And then the black and then the gray. But each of the tops will be two colors. So there's 3 of each skein just to make sure I have enough. But except for these, there's only 2 of these, because those are the last 2 in the shop. And there's 3 of the gray, there's 2 of the black. So there's 3 of the green. Alright. So I got the yarn to do the 2 tops. And I'm trying to figure out what pattern I want to do it in. So that's the hard part, the pattern. Because I want something that's easy, but I want something that has like maybe a cable running up the center too. And I've seen 2 patterns that I like. So I was trying to choose between which 2 patterns I'm going to use to do my tops in. Because I need some more work shirts. I do not like tops that have those deep V's where your cleavage is all out. I don't like clothes like that. I'm not an exhibitionist. And I'm not someone, I've never liked having large breasts. I had a breast reduction, but they're still big. Bigger than what I wanted. Because the plastic surgeon I had didn't do amputations. He wanted them to be proportional to your body type. And I'm a muscular person. I'm a stocky person. My thing is, give the person what they want, not what you think they should have. And so if I ever have the opportunity to have them reduced again, they would be what I'm comfortable with, what I want, not what they think should look normal, will look proportional to your body. I could care less about proportion to my body. I want to feel comfortable when I go out and I got on a t-shirt, a shirt and stuff. When I put on clothes, I don't want too, like a lot of my clothes are too big because you have to buy them to fit over your breasts. You see what I'm saying? And I don't like that. So, I know there are women who say, oh, you should be glad, blah, 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 blah. There are women going out having surgery. I had to have a reduction because I have permanent grooves in my shoulders now because they were too big. You can buy bras with a 1.5 to 2 inch wide bra strap on just to hold them up. My bras, one bra cost me like $65 to support bras that you get when you're heavy chested, that you should be wearing when you're heavy chested like that, because they distribute the weight across a wider portion of your shoulder and clavicle. If not, you're going to deform your clavicle, you're going to deform your shoulder. So I have a dip here now. I have a dip where they were just so heavy that even with the supported bra straps, it was still starting to do damage on my shoulders, right between my trapezius and where the top of your deltoids. I think it's a deltoid. I don't remember. But the top of those start. There's like a divot now. It's not very noticeable, but I notice it. So if you're a heavy-chested woman, you need to be buying the proper bras to support your breasts. If not, you're going to end up with crippling pain, because not only are they causing this divot in a deformation in your profile here, they're also putting pressure on your nerves in that area. And that's why you end up with the stiff neck in the mornings when you wake up, with the constant headaches, with the pain, because you're damaging those nerves in this area. And it's not fun. It's not fun going to bed with the migraine, waking up with the migraine. Walking, and you're damaging your lower back as well, because the weight of them pull you forward. So you don't even realize you're walking with your top torso at an angle to the rest of your back. You're not sitting properly, because we tend to slump because it feels more comfortable. Because they're so heavy. You're not sitting properly. You're not walking properly. And all that is causing problems with your neck area and with your lower back and legs. And your nerves along those areas. So go and get it checked. Talk to your doctor. Find out what you can do to help make your life a little bit less painful. So, I'm gonna get off that rant. I don't know, I just feel it makes me, whenever time I see these women going out getting these giant breasts because they got these self-esteem issues, where they think having large breasts is going to make their life better. And then you have women like me who are on the other side of the spectrum, who naturally have large breasts, and we don't want the attention that they drew to us when we were growing up and things of that nature. You have the other end of the spectrum, and where we want to be able to be comfortable in our bodies because we don't feel comfortable, because we've never felt comfortable, because they've always been big, and we drew attention that we didn't want. I drew attention I didn't want growing up, and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on both sides. I can understand how they feel, but at the same time, some of them don't understand the can of worms they're opening up. They think it's going to help them be more outgoing, have more self-esteem. No, it's not. That's something you have to find within yourself, as yourself. That's something you might have to go and talk to someone about. And then you have to start taking steps to be more self-confident, not letting people put you down because you are some Barbie doll, misproportioned Barbie doll. You have to figure out how you want to live your life and what you want in your life and what's important to your life. Are breasts important to my life? Only when I had to breastfeed my children. Other than that, they're just there to me, Yes, they're an object. Yes, my husband enjoys breasts, but that's part of our marriage. But they aren't who I am. They don't define who I am. And it took a long time to figure that out. And so you have to talk to people, not just your family members, your spouse, your significant other. You also have to talk to a professional to help you figure out a way to deal with the negative side and the positive side of the emotions that having a body feature you're not particularly happy with, that affects you in your everyday life. playing, like, I grew up, I used to love playing basketball, sports, stuff like that. You had to put on, like, 2 sports bras. And I had, like, this band, this Velcro band that had, like, this wide Velcro band that I could also wrap around them and to keep them from moving so you can play comfortably. And just a lot of female athletes have to do that just so they can play the sport that they love playing and be comfortable without having those things bouncing around and moving and stuff. I just don't get it. I don't see nothing. That's just me, okay? I know there are people who love stuff like that, but I don't see nothing sexy about it. I don't see nothing fun about having 3.5 to 5 pounds of tissue bouncing around and pulling on your skin, your shoulders, and stuff like that. I don't understand it. I really don't understand that. So, young ladies, think twice before you go and alter your bodies and end up with something that's going to cause you more health problems than the health problems you already have as far as your mental health problems. Because once you get them, they're going to start causing you physical health problems because they're so damn heavy. And some of these girls are so small and petite, they're gonna start having issues, medical issues, a lot faster than someone like me, who is stocky, muscular, who have the frame basically to support the weight of them most of the time. They're gonna have a lot faster issues than I had. Mine was gradual, very gradual, and I went and got mine reduced as soon as I realized it was starting to cause me pain, discomfort, and was causing a divot in my shoulders. I went and got mine reduced, and I would do it again. Only this time I would choose a different plastic surgeon, one who would take them down to the size that I wanted to be comfortable with. Because it's your body. It's not your husband's body. It's your body. It's not your doctor's body. It's your body. You know, if you get them reduced, you get them reduced to the size that you will be happy with, not the size that he thinks is proportionate to your body type. Because my son was my last child. I wasn't planning on having any more children. I was going to breastfeed again. So technically there was no reason for me to have to still have that much mammary tissue left. And he said, because of your body type, because of the fact that this is all mammary tissue that I'm removing, your mammary tissue has the potential to grow back. You have the potential to produce more mammary tissue, is what he said. Especially if you have another pregnancy, which my tubes were tied at that time, so I don't try to go down that route. So, but he said that you do have the potential for them to increase in size because, you're still a young person. Because it was very dense mammary tissue they took out. So they took out like a lot. A pound or more from each side. Like this side was like a pound, and this was almost a pound and a half or 2 pounds or some crap like that. Because one side is always bigger than the other side. So to make them proportionate, That's just that. That's the boob talk for today. Let's see, what else is going on that I want to talk. There was something else that happened I want to talk to y'all about. This is pollen season. And it's been a very, very, very nasty pollen season. It's like no relief. Even after rain, when it gets better, it's still being, there's something out there in Virginia. It's only Virginia because I grew up in North Carolina. Now, I grew up in North Carolina and I had hay fever, seasonal hay fever, where, when I'm out cutting the grass, I would sneeze, out around hay in the field, stuff like that. Easy to take care of. Pop a Benadryl, and I was good. Whatever it is out here in Virginia, regardless of what part of the pollen season it is, I cannot get comfortable this year. Either I'm stopped up, or it's not necessarily dripping or anything like that. It's just like the sinus infection, I can get the sore face and all that stuff. That's not happening, so it's not a sinus infection. I'm not getting the gunk. But it's like this little cough, like if something's constantly stuck in your throat after you go outside, I'm coughing. I'm not coughing anything up. It's just irritated. Irritated. There's just something out there, an irritant. That's the word I'm looking for. That's out there. That even though my medication is taking care of the majority of my allergies, there's something out there that is still irritating me to the point where I'm, that little thing like that where you're trying to clear your throat and stuff, but there's nothing there. There's nothing coming out. So it's just very irritating. So you end up with a kind of sore throat just from doing that little cough all day. And it's not even like every few minutes or anything. It's just when people come in and out of the building. Like if a bunch of people come in and out, then the irritant, it's like, after they go out, whatever it is they're bringing in with them. In my car, I got to get my car cleaned out and vacuumed out real good because there's enough of whatever it is piling in the car. Because I like riding with my windows down. The weather's been nice and cool. And I like that breeze. Why run the air conditioner when you don't have to? And so I got to change my air filter and then clean the car out because that whatever it is in the car. It's just been a very frustrating allergy season. The tick thing with my eye, I'm wondering if that has been caused by whatever it is that's irritating me because it's not as bad as it was. It's worse at work. The tick thing with my eye is worse at work because I'm the receptionist. So in my side of the building is very busy, so people are constantly going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. So I'm getting bombarded with whatever. And maybe it's just I'm irritated. I don't know. But the tick thing that was going on with my eye, it's only happening maybe, 5 or 6 times a day now, whereas 2 weeks ago it was constant. It was like a constant thing happening, and it was driving me crazy. So that's what's going on this year with me with the pollen season. Okay, so I'm new to me. Let me tell you guys. Let me go to my list so I can tell you. My channel has 915 subscribers now. So welcome to all my new viewers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Once I get to 1,000, I'm going to do a giveaway. And it's continental United States. Why do you say it's continental United States? Because my channel doesn't make any money for me. Okay? Therefore, I don't have any extra funds to afford to pay for shipping overseas. Now, that is why it's continental United States. Because this comes out of my pocket. Alright? So, I'll be having a giveaway once I go over 1,000 viewers. And we'll go from there. So let me get to the video shows I've been watching. Alright. I know I haven't done another garden video. I'll be doing one soon. I've actually been eating stuff out the garden. The pak choi, leaves off of the rutabagas, the cilantro, rosemary, and some of the onions. So we've actually been starting to eat some stuff out of the garden. The growing season has been strange this year. My mustard greens, I should have been eating those a week ago. They're just now starting to grow good. So I'm not sure what's going on with the growing season this year. So one of the podcasts that I started watching recently is the Knitting X Hat. And that's the word knitting and EXPAT. Cody's Knits, I found him through Margaret. Sheepishly sharing. The Stash Buckler. The Sockmatician. SOCKMATICIAN, I believe. I've been watching his videos. Of course, Miss Jan Carruthers with the Urban Gypsy Crochet. Urban Gypsy Crochet. Zoe. And Knit All the Things podcast. Moms with Yarn podcast. Dancing Geek, he did a new show earlier. The Yarn Forester. Tegsy. Oh, that shawl was just gorgeous that he did. Let me see. Let me see if I can find another one for you real quick. And then there is, I'm not sure. Okay, Happy Stitches podcast with Chrissy Graham. Yarn in My Coffee podcast. Knitting in Stitches podcast. The Canadian Knitter podcast. And let me see how Sockmatician is spelled. Sockmatician. So those are some of the podcasts that I'm watching this week and last week. So if you guys are interested, you can go and check those guys out. And I think you'll enjoy. Some of them are very entertaining, and some of them have great tips and tricks, and show you different patterns and yarns in their areas. That's another thing I like watching the podcasts of people who are in the U.S. is that we get to see the yarns in that country, and they get to see the yarns that we're dealing with. So, and through the internet and through Ravelry and Etsy, yarns have been shared worldwide now. Hand spun yarns, hand dyed yarns of local wools found in their areas. These things are being shared all over the world now, and people becoming experienced with different types of yarn. Like there's more DK weight in Europe and Australia versus here. Here worsteds and sock weight are the more and lace are more popular than the DK. Over there they have lots of patterns for DK, whereas we have to look for patterns for DK weight yarn most of the time. But yeah, I think you guys enjoy those podcasts. Now, some of the garden podcasts I watch is Allotment Diary. He's I don't know if he's Irish or Scottish, but he's over in the UK. He does a real nice garden podcast. And but yeah. And growingyourgreens.com. I watched their podcast. John Kohler, however you say his last name. And then I also watched Ray's podcast, which Praxis is his number behind it. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. Those of you who might want to watch garden. Praxis 55712. Yeah, he does a garden. He does a garden podcast as well. Now, I know some of you guys will probably do homesteading and stuff like that. I don't consider myself a homesteader because, one, I don't keep bees. I don't keep chickens, rabbits, and other stuff. Because I live in the city limits of Norfolk, Virginia. We can have chickens now. They passed the thing so you can have chickens. But I don't have time right now to take care of chickens. Which is why I have 2 cats. Because as long as you feed them, keep their little box clean, take them to the vet to get their shots, get scratched up, take them to the vet to get their shots, cats pretty much take care of themselves. When they want to deal with you, they come, rub on your feet, sit in your lap for a minute or two, try and claw you to death, thinking they can sharpen their claws on your lap, and then they get down and go about their business. Speaking of pets that take care of themselves, Tater is blowing his coat again. So, he's shedding again. So, we got some hot days ahead of us, I believe, since he's already shedding again. So, he has to get fought with to get all that fur off of him. I still need Benadryl. He knows the scent of Benadryl. No matter how I try to hide it, he'll eat everything around where the pill is at. So I'm thinking about getting some soft dog food and crushing up in there. And then being the pig that he is, he'll just woof it on down. But he's sneaky. And he will regurgitate stuff if he figures out the medicine is in there. He'll puke it up. And then he'll bury it. And that's it. It's done. So if anybody has any tips of how to get this medicine in this crazy dog without him puking it back up, so that I can get him sleepy and loopy enough that he'll lay on his belly for me so I can get any kind of hair tags and stuff that might be on his stomach. He like I said, he had surgery to get fixed. One of his testicles did not come out. So he had to have, and they tried to get it out through the opening because it wasn't mature, so it was still open enough that they thought they could get the testicle out, but the testicle ended up being larger than what they were expecting, so they couldn't get it out. So after all that digging around in there to get hold of the testicle to try to get it out, they couldn't get it out that way. So he ended up having to have abdominal surgery as well as having the regular neutering surgery, which was sore than most neutering surgeries because they had to go in trying to, yeah. Needless to say, after his surgery, and he was about 9, 10 months old when he got his surgery. He was a big dog. I mean, Taylor's a big dog. You guys have seen him. So he was not a happy camper. He would not let us touch him back there anymore since his surgery. And that was several years ago. Now, he just turned 9 years old. And he would not let you touch him back there. Which is why you have to get him loopy so that you can go back there and with the scissors, cut off any matted hair that's formed back there and everything. And otherwise, you're going to get bit. And it's no buts about it. He's going to bite you. And you can't put a muzzle. What's that thing? Is it the muzzle? What do they call that thing? Is that what it's called? I don't even know how to use it that much. But it takes like 4 people to hold him down enough to get one of those things on his face. As soon as he's a very smart dog. As soon as he sees it, he is backing up, running away from you, trying to get away from you. He is not, and it's just too much stress to put on a dog that age. So there's just so much going on in this world today. You got, I just don't want to get into PETA and other companies like PETA because they're hypocrites and liars, and people are so brainwashed. They want something to believe in, Yes, there are good people at PETAs, at some of the PETAs, who are there for the right reasons, but you got a lot of bad people in that organization who are only there for one thing. It's an easy way for them to make lots and lots and lots of money from bleeding hearts who think they're doing a good thing. If you want to donate your money to a local animal shelter. Don't donate your money to PETA. Donate it to a local animal shelter so that you can help keep an animal, no-kill shelter, so you can help take care of the animals. You can go volunteer your time, stuff like that. A reputable local animal shelter that's no-kill. Donate your time and money to them. And, you know, because it's ridiculous some of the things going on. They stole a little girl's pet chihuahua puppy off her porch. And it was caught on video camera. And nothing's been done about it. And they euthanized the child's pet. They euthanized her little chihuahua. Nothing's been done. These people it's ridiculous the things that they are able to get away with because of the laws in certain areas of the country. So, yeah, if you want to donate your time and money, donate it somewhere worthwhile. I consider worthwhile because I'm here in Norfolk, Virginia. So, this is their headquarters, and I have nothing good to say about them. Nothing whatsoever good to say about them. They go around during the summertime, driving around, and if they see an animal that's in a yard, they'll call the animal control and say that the animal is emaciated, has no food or shelter, and all other kind of lies. Then when animal control comes out, you have someone like me. Yes, they called on me too. And they said my dog, y'all seen Tater, was emaciated. He had no food or shelter. He had no water. He had no shade. Tater has a shade tree that we let grow between his 2 dog houses. We have him facing different directions, so when he's outside, depending on which way the wind is blowing, if it starts raining or something, he can decide which one he wants to go in. And he has a shade tree that is growing up that provides shade over his dog houses. His water buckets are, and there's 2 big 5-gallon water buckets that we put ice, like the frozen, the big 3 liters. We keep those and we freeze them and we put them in his water buckets. So he has ice water buckets, and they're under the shade tree. And he also has 2 dog bowls. He has a real big one, and he has a smaller one that used to be like one of the little mellow kitchen bowls we had. So he has 2 food bowls out there too. But they said that he had no food or shelter, he had no water, that he was emaciated, that he had no shade. So animal control came out to the house, and the woman is walking all around the house, and she's looking at her paperwork, and she's like, they had to have the wrong address when they called this in. And so she was like, she's like, ma'am, there's absolutely nothing wrong here. Oh, and you have room for chickens. That was my visit from the animal control. She was like, oh my God, you have a garden. He has this whole side yard to himself. And you have room for chickens if you want chickens. Your house is perfect if you want chickens. And I was like, well, thank you. I was like, so why are you here? She said, someone called in and said that the dog at this residence had no shade, had no house, had no water, had no food, and he was emaciated. And the girl that came out, she was a little on the heavyset side. And she said, if that dog's emaciated, I'm a beauty queen. Her words, not mine. She's like, and I wish my hair was as shiny as his is. Obviously, he's in very good condition. She goes over to his water bowl, and she's like, nah, I'm really jealous. Because not only does he have water, he has ice water. And it's hot today. Their uniforms, was, you know, those coverall things that they got all the patches on for their department and stuff. That's what her uniform was. The utility belt and all that junk. She said, he has ice water. He has 2 dog houses. He has a shade tree over his dog houses. He has 2 food bowls. And he has a gorgeous coat of hair. And is obviously not emaciated. So I'm here for nothing. So basically, that girl had been out in the sun all day in my neighborhood, going from house to house, that they had received calls on saying that the dogs were emaciated, or the dogs had no food and water, or the dogs had no shelter. And she's going to all these houses in my neighborhood. She said she had over 75 calls. And they knew it was Peter, but they have to investigate it in case one of the calls is true. She had already gone on over 60 of these calls, and she got to work that morning, going from house to house in our neighborhood that it had been reported that the dogs were in this condition. She had yet to find anyone who had violated any of the laws. She had yet to find any dog that was emaciated or any in bad care. And she was not in the goodest of moods, or the best of moods, when she left my house to go to the next house right down the street from me, which is my neighbor's house, the one that we share seeds with and stuff sometimes. And his dog is fat. I mean, like, fat, overweight, lazy, old dog. Lift his head up and look at you like, what do you want? Do you really think I'm going to get up and move? I don't think so. Fat. That's how fat that dog was. And as soon as she walked up, the dog, he goes under. They have an opening for him, and they're under their porch is what they call it, encapsulated, and they have an opening for him, and so he has a bed up under there and everything, and so he came from up under the porch, and he waddled over to the fence where she was standing, and he sits down and he looks at her like, okay, did you bring me more food? And she was like, his water bowl, I guess the owner had just put a bag of ice in there or something, because there was like ice floating around in the water bowl. And so she's just sitting there like, you gotta be kidding me. So she looks at me, because I'm in my garden now, and I'm looking down at the fence line at her, and she looks at me and she just throws her hands up like, what is going on over here? So yeah, so that's what we have to deal with. So those of you who love Peter, more power to you. I have nothing good to say about them other than that they tell lies to get what they want, to get their agendas across. That they would steal someone's pet off in the porch and euthanize it. And there's been other infractions that they do that no one seems to remember or care about with them euthanizing animals they're supposed to be saving and throwing them in dumpsters and stuff like that. Oh, it's an isolated event. No, it's not an isolated event. In this area that I'm at, it happens all the time. You have people who they have actually been reported going around in a uniform similar to our animal control people's uniform. Only they don't have the city decals on their vehicle or on their clothing. They've been going around in a vehicle similar to our animal control's vehicle, wearing a uniform similar to our animal control's uniform, fooling people into signing over their pets, saying there's some kind of infraction that needs to be fixed and blah, 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 blah. And telling people until they do it, they have to sign over their pet. These people don't know their rights. They don't know they could call the police and how the police come and verify who these people are. But people don't know. Some of them don't know. And then they take their pets, take these people, they sign over their pets legally to this organization without realizing, no, that wasn't animal control you just signed it over to. It was PETA. And then they fix whatever was wrong. They go back to get their pet. And animal control has no idea what the hell they're talking about. Ma'am, none of our people came to your house yesterday. Sir, none of our people came to your house yesterday and took your dog. Or had you sign over your dog. It wasn't us that you signed it over to. Sir, can you describe the person? They had on a uniform just like yours. They had a truck just like yours. Did they have the city logos on the truck, sir? And that's when they realized, no, there wasn't any logos on the truck. It was just looked like our animal control trucks. No, they didn't have any of the city logo patches on their uniform. And that's when they realized that they've been duped and that their pets are stolen, now considered stolen, but technically they're not because they legally signed them over to PETA. And then once they go to PETA, where's my dog? Where's my dog? You don't know what you're talking about. Because they probably had it euthanized. That's what happened to your dog. So be careful. Make sure those people, whoever it is that comes to your house, make sure they are actual animal control for your location. Call the local animal control. Call the police department. If the animal control has already closed for the day, call the police department and ask them if they can send a unit out to verify if this is legitimately animal control. Okay? And that way you know for sure who you're dealing with. And if you stand there on your phone and call the police department because you want an officer to come out and verify that this is legitimately animal control, if it's not animal control, they're going to leave. Okay? 9 times out of 10, if it's not animal control, they're going to leave because now they're impersonating a police officer or someone who has some of those rights and responsibilities in your jurisdiction. They're impersonating that person, and they're trying to commit theft through deception, basically. So, yeah, it's always better to ask questions and make sure that you have your rights are not being violated than to just accept that because they have on a uniform, they are who they say they are. And that's it for today. That's my rants and whatever. I know it's been a while since I did a long one. I did one last week, but I don't want to end up on any list. So I cut off part of that one. So y'all take care.